Hi everyone, for my vlog today, I would like to talk about my Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream. Now, if you've been following me here on YouTube, you might have seen me talk about this product already in a few videos, but I don't have a standalone video review for this. And I decided to make one today because it's just good timing because I'm actually planning of getting my photo ID taken and I'm wanting to enhance my skin tone a little bit because if I don't, it's gonna look washed out. So even though if this product is not new to the market, it has already been released for years, it has even been reformulated. So I'm hoping that this video is going to prove useful and insightful to those in need. Now, I've actually been wanting to get this for a really long time now, but this is actually not available here in the Philippines, which is actually quite sad. So I was only able to get this when I went to Sephora in Paris, and I only have one shade here. So this is the shade 390. So as you guys can see here, it's a very nice yellow tone, very golden, very warm. And this works perfectly for skin tone like mine. So I consider myself to be a fair medium. I have olive undertones with yellow tones on my skin. So if you're using me as a shade match, 390 is the best shade for you to try. They also do have the shade 392 and 395, but unfortunately when I went to Sephora at that time, it wasn't available, which is kind of sad because I wanted to get one more other shade for variety. But I guess I'm going to live to shop for another day. Now, as you guys can see here, it's a very big pot of cream bronzer, which is amazing to me. So you actually get 30 grams of product in this, which is actually great because for the price point of this retails for 57 euros. So that translates to maybe 60 American dollars, and if this is in Philippine pesos, this will retail for 3,500 pesos. Now, I'm sure if you're hearing the price tag for this for the first time, you're going to think, oh my god, it's expensive. Truthfully, yeah, it's expensive. But then again, you get a very big pot of product with this because there are some bronzing products on the market right now which doesn't even give you 10 grams of it, and it's already selling at a very high price point. Like for example, here, this is my Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer, and this is in the color chocolate, by the way. And as you guys can see here, it's a very small pan of product, and you only get 6.23 grams of product here. And according to my notes here on my piece of paper, this already retails for $35. And basing on the translation of the price on the website, if this goes to Philippine pesos, it retails for 2,000 pesos already. So again, it's already quite expensive for a very small pack of product in comparison to this, which is 30 grams. And the other cream bronzer that I'm very interested to get as well are the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzers. Now that one I believe offers more product than this Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer because according to my notes here, the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzers offers 19 grams of product and it retails for $38, which is not bad. And if that's going to translate into Philippine pesos, that's around I think 2,250 maybe. So again, with the size of the Chanel Healthy Glow Cream Bronzer, you actually get more value for your money because you get a lot of product in it. Okay, now this actually has a very nice citrusy floral scent, which I actually like. It's very different from other types of cream bronzers that I've tried before because they usually smell like vanilla or coconut, but this one is actually quite pleasant and it smells it smells very fresh. I really like it. And it smells very, very light. So in me saying that this has fragrance, if you are someone who has very sensitive skin, especially to scent, this might not be an option for you. So I suggest that you go and find a different type of cream bronzer that doesn't have scent in it so that it doesn't cause any reaction on your face. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this is that when you look into the ingredients list here, one of the ingredients listed is actually hydrogenated coconut oil, and it's actually the second ingredient on the list, and I go ooh. So that's actually the only thing that turned on an alarm in my head because coconut oil only becomes reactive when it has been refined bleached or deodorized. Now, mind you, my makeup remover is actually virgin coconut oil, so I have not had any reaction. So if it has undergone heating, that's the only time it's gonna react with the skin. So I'm glad to report that after using this for quite some time, I have not had any reaction on my skin. So that's actually quite good. But if you're someone who has had a history of reaction from hydrogenated coconut oil or refined bleach or deodorized coconut oil, then this might be an issue for you. So just approach it with caution, okay? One thing that I also love about this product is actually the texture of it. Can you guys see that? Look at that. So let me just get my spatula here and I'm gonna apply a little bit of that here at the back of my hand. So that's how it looks like. It's very nice and very creamy, and it's actually very easy to spread and blend out into the skin. Look at that. It's very nice and very easy, and it's done in no time, and I'm only using my fingers. So that's how bronzy it is. And I have to say, it doesn't look as far off as the natural tan of my skin. But although, as you guys can see right now, my skin is a little bit ashy because my tan has already faded. But as soon as I put on the Healthy Glow bronzing cream from Chanel, it just brightens it up and adds a nice dimension into the skin, even a very nice healthy looking glow. Now in terms of glow, as you guys can see, it doesn't leave a very dewy finish or oily finish, which is actually great. And that's because the formula of this product, by the way, it's like a gel cream hybrid. So that actually is kind of great, especially if you're someone who wants to use this after you've gotten a tan, a very fresh tan, you've just gotten sunburnt and you want to enhance it a bit more. So one thing that you have to know is that after you've first tanned, your skin is going to become very, very oily because your skin has been damaged. So your skin is just trying to repair it. So at least with the gel cream hybrid formula of this, when you apply this on top of your tan, it's not going to make it look oilier, because when it looks too oily, it doesn't look very, very good. If you know what I mean. So this is a very nice, well-balanced product. And if your tan has already faded, if you just add a hint of this Healthy Glow bronzer on top of it, it kind of reignites it and it brings back this very nice golden hue onto your skin, which is actually very, very beautiful. So again, look at that. It's actually very nice and very thin. Your skin still peeks through, which is actually perfect because at least it doesn't add more texture into the skin. Because for example, this is the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer. So I'm just gonna add a hint of that here on the side. So if I'm just gonna rub it, as you guys can see, it's a little bit more creamy, and you really need to work it just to spread it out. Then of course, because I am this color is darker than my skin tone, that's why it's also very difficult to blend. But you just really need to work it to blend it nicely into the skin. Now, by the way, as you guys can see here, the color, it's quite neutral, but it has a hint of warmth in it that comes out when you start to blend it out. So that's also one thing that I have observed with some other bronzing products in the market, wherein if you look at the website of Fenty Beauty, you have warm colored cream bronzers. You also have neutral colors and cool toned cream bronzers, and that also goes the same for the NARS Laguna cream bronzer. So you have very light neutral shades, and then you have quite deep golden and warm shades, so which is actually quite nice because it adds some variety. But in me seeing those pictures and just assessing the colors, they're borderline between being a cream contour product and a cream bronzer. So I think their target in creating a lot of these types of shades is because they want to have a product that works in more ways than one. Because the bottom line is, when we're looking at this Chanel Healthy Glow cream bronzers, this 390, even the colors 392 and 395, there are only 3 shades. There are not a lot of shades to choose from, but it doesn't have that neutral color in it. This Chanel Healthy Glow cream bronzers, you can only use it to bronze the skin. You cannot use it to actually create contouring because it's not pigmented enough, and it's not that type of a product. Okay, so at this point of the video, I'm gonna put on some makeup now, but I'm gonna come right back because I just want to wash my hands before I start on with my makeup routine. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so when I started this video, I didn't have anything on my face. I just actually came out of the shower, so I shaved, I used a cleanser, I used a toner, and I didn't have any of my skincare on yet. So let's do that right now. So first things first, I'm just gonna spray some of this skin mist from Lisa Eldridge just to add some hydration into my skin. So I'm just going to tap it in so that it sinks well into my pores. Okay, next I'm going to be applying my vitamin C essence, and I think this is the last drop of it. And I'm just going to massage this all over my face just so that I have some antioxidant care. Oh no, by the way, I did apply some of my brows on before making this video because sometimes I feel that after using sunscreen and putting on some brow products, it's actually quite difficult for the product to actually stick onto my skin. Okay, so this is my vitamin C essence down. And by the way, I did review this product recently, so if you're interested to find out more about this Japanese skincare product, I have the link down below. Okay, next, my vitamin C eye gel. This is from Tree of Life Beauty. And I'm going to massage it into my under eye area and also here into my brow bone area. Okay, next I'm going to use this Monolaurin Gel from VMV Hypoallergenics. This is like sort of my aftershave gel. This is actually quite clarifying and also mattifying at the same time, just so that it helps to control the oils from my skin. Just gonna pat that in. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for a minute for it to dry down before I proceed and apply my sunscreen. Okay, so that has dried down now, and then it's time to apply some of my sunscreen. And I'm just gonna apply a thin layer of this. So this also acts as my primer. Okay, so the sunscreen is down, and I believe that it has already set quite a bit. So let's proceed with the makeup application. So of course I'm gonna start with my Chanel Healthy Glow bronzing cream, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that here at the tips of this brush. So this is the new Sonia G Fan L brush, and I'm gonna use this first by applying the product here close to my non-existent hairline. And I'm gonna blend that well into my hairline as well because I really need some slight definition there. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my spatula because I don't want to double dip my brush into the pan, and I'm just going to build the intensity as needed. Okay, I'm going to be picking up more of the product now, and I'm going to start by adding some bronzer here into my cheekbones, and I'm going to blend it inward. So as you guys can see, it doesn't really have the pigment to create contouring, but it just creates this very nice bronzy tone on the skin, which is actually beautiful. And again, it's actually very easy to spread, and it's actually very easy to blend. So I'm just buffing the brush now all over my face, here onto my ears. And also one other thing that I would need to do is I would need to warm up my neck area and also bring that down. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my neck is lighter than my face. So I just don't want my head to be floating on a very light neck, because I really want to have a nice cohesive look between my body and my face. So working in very thin layers is the key in making this product work for you. Okay, and as you guys can see, there's a hint of warmth now on my skin. So I'm gonna proceed now and to apply a hint of foundation, and I'm gonna be using my Lisa Eldridge foundation here, and I'm just gonna pick up a hint of that with this brush, and I'm just gonna go over my nose, here in my under eye area, here in my cheeks, because this will just really help to bring down the redness as well, and just to add a hint of coverage. I'm also trying to mimic how my skin is like when it gets tan, wherein this part here of my face is lighter than the outer perimeter of my face. So I'm just buffing in a very thin layer. Here, let me also add a hint of that here into my forehead, but not too much. just so that my forehead doesn't become any bigger on the photograph. Now, having a cream bronzer in your kit is actually great because you can use it to adjust your foundation, especially if you have your perfect foundation match. That way you don't need to go out and buy a new foundation shade when you have a tan. Okay, and whatever is left on the brush here, I'm gonna blend that into the bronzer that was applied on my cheeks. Okay, and now let me just layer on some of the Chanel Healthy Glow bronzer now, just to tie everything together. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add some concealer in my under eye area, and I'm going to be using my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, and this is in shade Ginger 2. Okay, this is in shade Medium 2 in Ginger. So this concealer is actually a tone deeper than what I usually use from NARS, and the main reason why is because I don't want very bright under eye in my photograph because it's just going to look too obvious. So I just wanted something that would really help to create a very nice even skin tone at the moment, because after all I did add a bronzer all over my skin. So if I use a very bright and light under eye concealer, it's just going to make me look like I'm a deer stuck in the headlights, if you know what I mean. So again, balance is the key in everything that we do. Okay, so next I have some powders. So this is my Givenchy Prisme Livre, and this is in Voile Rose. So this is in shade number 2. And the reason why I'm using this is because I would like to use this in my under eye area, just so that this will add a very nice hint of brightness there. And the pinky tones of this powder will work well in counteracting, like, you know, with the olive undertones of my skin. It just neutralizes everything and it makes it more even. Okay, next I'm gonna use this other powder from Givenchy. This is in Popeline Mimosa, and this is a deeper shade of powder. And as you guys can see here, so I'm going to get my spatula again, and I'm gonna mix all the tones of the powder here so that we have a nice even color. And with a big brush, I'm going to pick up the powders, and this is what I'm going to use to set the areas where I applied the cream bronzer. Here on my cheekbones and also here in my forehead. I'm going to blend that well into my non-existent hairline. And I'm also going to add a hint of that on my nose. And I'm also going to add a hint of the powder here onto my neck. Okay, and now I'm just going to buff everything into my face. Okay, I'm seeing a few blemishes here and there, so let me cover those things up. So I'm using my Secret Camouflage from Laura Mercier. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of the product here on this blemish, and I'm going to use my fingers to blend it out. And I also have a blemish here on my cheek from my ingrown hair a few weeks ago, but I'm so glad that it's already fading out. Okay, so let me just set that with some powder. And for my lips, I'm going to be using some lip balm. So this is a very simple lip balm. Look at that. It has a gray colored bullet. But what I like about this is that when you start applying it on your lips, it just gives your lips a very nice hint of color. Now this is from the brand Uno. So this is actually for men. And you can buy this in Japan, like on the drugstores or in Don Quixote, wherever. And I really like it. So I'm actually planning to buy more for this. So if you want something that really hydrates your lips but adds a hint of color at the same time, this is actually a very nice lip balm to use. So this is called Uno. Okay, so let me just add a hint more of the Beige Healthy Glow Bronzer. Just add a hint more here on my cheekbones and here onto my forehead. Working in a very thin layer as a final touch. Okay, I am liking how my skin looks right now. It's a little bit bronze, but not too much, just right. It's also looking very even, and I'm just hoping that it matches my skin quite nicely at this time, so it's going to register nicely on the photograph as well. Okay, and one more thing before I forget, let me get my Lisa Eldridge highlighter. So this is her Elevated Glow Highlighter. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this and I'm gonna apply it here on my eyelid. I'm gonna blend it out. Now this will just add some hint of life there so that when the flash turns on in the studio, it's just going to help me to open up my eyes and to give life into my eyes, because after all, my eyes is quite deep set and it can get quite downturned sometimes. So this is very nice and dewy and very light and very natural, but with a hint of a secret, if you know what I mean. Okay, and one more final touch up here in my inner cheeks, just to bring down the shine, and maybe a nice last brush of the bronzer to blend out everything. And as a finishing touch, one final mist of the face and makeup enhancing mist of Lisa Eldridge. So let me pat that in. And I believe that's it. So that's my vlog for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed me telling you the reasons why I actually enjoy using the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream. So as you guys can see, I didn't really need to use a ton of this product to get the effect that I wanted. So the key in everything, not only in applying this bronzing cream, but working in thin layers will work for you. And that's basically it. That's always my mantra in life, especially in makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go now because I have to go and hop to the photo ID store to get my photo ID taken. Alright, so I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for being here. I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye!